And welcome back, everyone, to the MGS1 PC Easy League. We jump to our third match in the FAMAS group as we have the number one seed Plywood taking on the number 15th seed smokinace007. I am Sparty, and with me I have a man that goes by many names around this community. Joseph Joestar 316, Jojo, long name Joe. What's going on, Joe?
No, I think that about covers it. I'm surprised there's not more. But hey, what's going on, Sparty, and what's up to everybody watching? We've had quite an interesting day of matchups, especially that very first game, Sparty. You know, I was on the edge of my seat. I played the game, but I've never seen it that close.
Hmm.
Uh,
Dude,
but I guess with this matchup with Plywood versus Spoken Ace, it could be seen as a David versus Goliath. But as we've seen over these matchups, there's a lot of things that could happen. But I guess before we get into that, these guys are going to be farming up alerts, which you might be wondering, well, what's the point of this? I mean, I thought we were supposed to be stealthy, but in this category on easy, the alerts don't really matter, except they kind of do. I guess maybe you could explain as to why that is, Sparty.
so if you usually see on extreme, they try to go for big boss rank. You'll see the rat kind of eat up the pal key, and you have to chase the rat around later on, much at the end of the game. But if you get a certain amount of alerts, that negates the rat, and the pal key instead will be in the ditch. So you don't have to go run around find the rat. Where is he? Instead, you just have to go around the ditch, look for the pal key wherever it may be spawned. It can spawn into a bunch of different locations, but it is much faster to try to find the palki in the ditch versus try to locate the rat if you don't have enough alerts. So that's what these players are doing right now, just farming up alerts to make sure that they don't get the rat later on in the game. They get the palki in the ditch. And like you said, this is a David versus Goliath. Plywood came in to this league as the number one seed. He was the world record holder at the time when we made these brackets. And then Smoking Ace, big respects to people like Smoking Ace and Okamikaze. Like these guys, they are much higher seeded because they are new runners. So these guys haven't learned the game too long ago. So they learned it. They decided to represent the community in these events. So big respects to these guys to coming out and showing out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely know what it feels like to be in the other seat when it goes up to racing up to someone that's been a long time veteran of the game. But as I've said before, there's a lot of things that could happen. But first thing that you're going to see both of these guys do is they're going to grab the chaff off the helipad, take an intentional alert, which again, like why we got hit in the vent. Oh, see, like I just said, it's commentator's curse. And and
Yeah,
Smoking Ace got hit twice, but
I mean they're neck and neck right now. They're going through the tunnel. They're going down here, so it's not a huge lead for Plywood yet. So now they're just going through these vents, crawling to the end of it. They'll get out eventually, and then go through the elevator. But yeah, Plywood and both Smoke and Ace having a little bit of trouble at the heliport section, but they made it out of there.
yeah, it's basically a race to get inside the tank hangar, so it may look close now. But at the end of the day, we're always going to go by the in-game clock, the IGT scorecard at the end of the game, which through the wonders of the PC version, you can get there just through matching, through a bunch of, you could skip cutscenes and codas near instantaneously. But there are some rules in place in the event if there's any like soft locking where instead of IGT, it goes to RTA, which from Smoke and Ace, we did see the other week. I believe when he was racing, I think it was Okamikaze.
Right.
Or
Yeah. Yep. That was it.
yeah, so like in the event that somebody soft locks for whatever reason, they have to load a save. Then the race then defaults to the RTA running timer that you see on stream. But first thing is getting up the ladder, because again, this is all bosses, so we cannot use the very convenient vent that allows you to skip half the game. So they do have to get up the ladder and start the first of several encounters throughout this entire run, which is going to be And I'm sure there's a lot of names for this, but we got guard rush, cell encounter,
Cell fight.
cell fight.
The official strategy guide calls this guard slaughter.
Wow, that's kind of grim, you know. But then
Yep.
again, it's trial by fire for our rookie Merrill.
What do you call
Um,
it, Joe?
I honestly, I just call it guard rush. I really do.
What do you
You
call
know,
the MGS2 fight then?
guard rush.
They're both
That's
guard rush. See,
yeah. I
I
mean, that's where I got it from. It's
I
guard
like
rush.
to
I
I
mean,
like to call it self fight just to distinguish the two. So if you're talking to somebody and they say, "Hey, do you know guard rush fight?" and they're like, "Yeah, with Snake in the narrow hallway," you're like, "No, no, 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 the other one." So I like to just call it self fight to keep it separated.
so now starting the cell fight with Plywood followed by Spoke and Ace. You're tasked with picking up the SOCOM, take out the first three of these genomes coming in. Errol is going to try to assist part of the way, but for the most part, you're just collecting ammo and rations. Deal the most amount of kills yourself since you can do this quite quickly. On easy difficulty, they don't take as many bullets per genome to take down. I think it's
3, I believe.
I think it's around 3. It incrementally goes up based on difficulty, but for the most part, you're just parking yourself on the right side. Just spam away as soon as the guards come in, and Plywood doing a nice little 360 there. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'll definitely get him some style points for that one. But uh, so relatively good, self fights from both of them. Next is going to be a race down to B2, which is now going to be going up against Ocelot. And as we've seen throughout this tournament, we've had a mix of, more, I guess, conventional SOCOM Ocelots. It's very safe. It does take longer. But then you got the really risky but very effective strat, which is the grenade Ocelot, which we saw from the first race back to back when Glenn and Volcanic were racing each other, and both did the grenade strat. However, it does come with its set of risks, but I would expect
Ply pulling no
Plywood.
punches, going straight to the grenades, and he
There he
got them
goes.
both.
So it's just one, followed by a second. There we go. Ocelot is dead. Crab emoji. If I had to take a guess from Smoke and Ace, I would almost imagine he
Yeah,
may
he's
stick
going
with SOCOM.
SOCOM.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of ammo though, but I
He
think he has
ran
enough
out.
just to
Yep.
get it started.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
to now chase Ocelot a little as he missed his window, but it's still salvageable. He can still try to hit him between the where the wires are. Okay, so Ocelot stop. There it is.
yeah, yeah. So like,
He's in good position.
okay, there we go. So like, you want Ocelot to fire back, and then what you then do is you kind of just like rotate in a circle, so you're baiting out the shot, followed by another shot of your own. Okay, so little iffy at the start, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to plan, way in advance, what kind of, when you go into these things. So, like, if you're most likely going to go with a Solcom based Ocelot, you would try to preserve as much ammo as you can from the cell fight. But otherwise, it's, sometimes you just got to go for it. But now Plywood is going up against the next fight, which is the the tank. But not to worry, just throw a chaff so the main con can't target you. Throw a grenade right in the turret hole. There goes the first gunner. Second guy's gonna wonder what the heck happened. Then he's gonna say, "Hey, see, I like this." But due to the pathing you could take, you could just line up both grenades. If timed and placed correctly, they are both instantaneous kills, and just like that, Plywood is out of the tank fight and into the nuclear warehouse building. And very nicely done on Smoke and Ace's end for skipping the laser. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, I thought you said no vent glitch. Well, the vent glitch I referred to was the B1 floor, which skips half the game, but that vent glitch just skips the lasers. It doesn't skip any fights, but just a very boring, lengthy codec call and for Miro to open the door. All right, so while Plywood's making his way down into his part of the nuke building, Smoke and Ace now starting his tank fight. I think that grenade's a little bit off, and it was. So if the grenade isn't on target, it's gonna take 2 grenade splash damage hits to take out the gunner. And oh no, he's dead! Oh no! Oh my god, the tank hit him twice.
He doesn't
Oh
have any
no.
rations since he used both his rations to blow up the C4 and throw himself in the next room. So right now, smokinace is going to this fight with no rations. So he's gonna have to get that get both of these perfectly. So let's
Oh
see.
man.
All right, he's cooking the
That
grenade. Throw. That's a good throw. Oh no, I think he moved it slightly as he was letting it go, so it did not hit him.
yeah,
Now
so
he's got
again
to pick
it
up
went
this
up.
ration. Okay, he did. He needs one. No, that's not gonna hit him as well. He's got to put that much closer to the turret. Oh, that did hit him. Okay. All right, position yourself now to try to get the dunk in there.
Alright, come on, Smoking Ice. I believe in you, man. Okay, guy comes up, throws a grenade,
Nice,
and
he got
looks like it's
it.
good. Oh, man, and he got hit twice by the
Good.
man. You know, I seriously hate the tank in this game. You know, but more so in Twin Snakes than this one. But it just goes to show, you know, how you could either get what feels like a routine scripted fight versus a nightmare, and it's just, oh, I felt that one. But thankfully, he made it through. He's got quite a hill to climb now. While Plywood now makes his way into the next segment, which is going to be up against Gray Fox the Ninja.
I was interested to see if Ply was gonna take this race safe, because everyone knows he's the heavy favorite in this matchup. So I was hoping I was looking to see if Plywood was gonna play it safe, do all safe strats, or was he gonna maybe try to get a PB out of this? And it looks like he's doing. He did the grenade ocelot. He did the no crouch tank. So it looks like he's just throwing all in as well. Smoking Ace gets the Nikita. He's going to B2 as
Oh, no.
Plywood starts the ninja fight. Why don't you explain this ninja fight a little bit, Joe?
All right, so with the ninja fight, it's, you know, you're scripted to basically use your fists. You can't really use weapons against him, so you're just going to be doing as much damage as you can at the start to trigger phase two, and then in this now phase two, you're just going to be exchanging blows while he'll be leaping around. You do another set 3 hits, and the key thing is you want to kind of keep in tow with where he is, so that you're getting as much damage as you can, as quickly as possible. You don't want to be too out of position. Next is going to be the hide and seek phase, which is purely RNG on where he's going to spawn. It's one out of like several places in this room. So he got a relatively decent one, followed by, oh, that was actually a pretty good one there. And then it looks like he spawned left by the lockers. So he got fairly good RNG for 2 out of 3 of those spawns. Sometimes you can get unlucky and you just have to go across the
Yeah.
room repeatedly. And then the most important thing that I'll end with is that on this difficulty, you definitely don't want to miss any of your punches a whole lot, because when you get to this phase 3, where he's just going to be, you know, repeatedly asking you to hit him, there's some dialogue that you don't want to get out of him, which will lose you time, which is referred to as the bone and sinew. So when he says, "I remember that punch," that's the one you wanted to end it on. Ooh. Oh, nice
Oh,
recovery
okay.
there. Yeah, I was a little worried there, but see, what could happen is if you miss a punch and you don't get all of his hits in, he'll say this extra line, which will just cost you extra time. But other than that, nicely done by Plywood, and now I'll be up to Smoking Ace with his bout with the ninja.
Smoking Ace had a really nice Nikita earlier to take down the little control panel as he starts his ninja fight. Dodges his attacks, does his PPK. Now he's just chasing him around. Oh, he missed the kick right there, but should be fine.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of leniency you have in terms of damage. I feel like you can only miss maybe a few punches at most, before it gets you in trouble in terms of the bone and sinew line from not playing. But let's
Yeah,
see.
it's
Ooh,
definitely a
it's
few you have to play with. It's not that if you miss one punch, it's instantly you don't get that dialogue skip. You do have a little room for error.
So what
in
you
that
just
part.
saw him, yeah, what you just saw Smoke and Ace do there is like he's actually using the first person view camera to kind of gauge where the ninja spawned. He actually got really nice spawns, except for the first. But again, that's just the name of the fight. It's just you're rushing to phase two, rushing to phase three. Hope you get good spawn RNG, and then just get as much damage as you can to not get the extra dialogue. Meanwhile, Plywood got held up because I keep saying this. Snake just doesn't look behind him. He just keeps getting held up. I mean, this is the second time now, and it's going to happen a third time later. But for now, it's just going to be going to the next fight after meeting up with Meryl, going into Psycho Mantis.
It's one of my most hated fights is Psycho Mantis. I always have trouble getting the first 7 shots down. It's always like a chair gets in the way of it, but we'll see. We'll see if Plywood goes to the throw. He does the throw. Nicely done. Throws Meryl inside. It's a little faster than just walking up and letting her follow you. So nicely done by Plywood as Smoke and Ace gets out of the ninja fight. So Smoke and Ace keeping this thing relatively close. Now he has to go find Meryl, and he'll also be going into the Mantis fight. So the Mantis fight, it starts out at the beginning. You're gonna need to do 7 shots, and then after that, you're gonna have to throw a grenade at him. So apply with 1, 2, and then this is
See,
the
and then here
third
comes
one.
three.
Yep.
So after the first
4.
three, he's gonna go into the center of the room, lift up some chairs to act as a shield, and try to hit them
Yeah, like right
against
here,
you. Let's
it's
see.
having a little
Ooh,
trouble with the chairs blocking him. That's
I
what I
think
was
that was.
talking about.
Let's
I
see. I
think you
think
have
that
to
was. I think he's got to hit him two more
one more.
times.
There it
Okay,
is.
so
Good.
that's
Okay.
yeah. So the grenade kind of has a like proximity because of the nature of the fight. It doesn't like hit the ground and then has that detonation. It just kind of blows up in midair, which you use to your advantage to get that face skip you just saw, where Meryl just kind of gets up and falls back over. It just again, I don't know how much time it saves you, but it just optimizes the fight further.
So now you can just flip Meryl, move on to the next phase. So here you're gonna have to hit Mantis with one more grenade, try to see where he flies around. So Plywood tracks him with FPV, throws the grenade. Now it's all gonna be SOCOM shots until the end of the fight. So you're just standing in a specific area to try to just end this fight. And good fight
Down
by
Mantis
Plywood.
goes.
Had a little trouble at the beginning, with the chairs getting in the way, and he got knocked down a couple times as well. But after that, it was pretty smooth for him as Smoke and Ace is getting ready to start his Mantis fight.
Yeah, it just kind of comes down to not only just landing your shots, but also being spatially aware of Mantis's location. And I also hate the chairs. It's just it seems like no matter what I do, I just get blocked. But anyway, so now you're gonna see Plywood do this out of bounds in these caves, which he picked up the cardboard box prior to the Mantis fight, which when you crawl underneath that little like crevice, that gap underneath, and then stand upright, equip the box, and then unequip it, it allows you to go out of bounds to reach this door faster. And I think opting out of it loses you, what is it, like 5 to 6 seconds if you just crawl normally, something like that. But it's for top like world record PB strats, out of bounds glitches like that are essential. But during a race, it just kind of depends on confidence level. Which again, and these guys may make it look easy. And oh no, he got hit by the chair. You saw Smoking Ace was trying to throw the grenade, but he
He
stepped just
did
a little
he
too
did get
close.
hit by the chair, but I think that was a faster phase one than Plywood because Plywood got knocked down twice.
I was
And
about to
then
say,
what is Smoke and Ace doing?
see,
He's
oh,
crawling around. Now he has the stun grenade out. And
wait,
oh no,
no, oh no,
he's
no, no, no,
dead.
no, 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 don't.
I have no idea what
Oh
he was trying to
no.
do.
Oh, was he mixing up his hotkeys or I couldn't tell what was going on. Oh no, that oh see then what happens with encounters like this is that you don't start necessarily in the room. But you start from outside and then you got to go through all these cutscene routines again. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I don't know if he was having problems with, like, his hotkeys, his controller possibly.
but I'm trying to
Uh,
think what could cause him to just. It has to be either controller problem because he was just lying on the ground over and over. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but he's gonna take another stab at man. He had a good phase one. He got through the shots fairly quickly. He missed the grenade first try, but he got the grenade second try. He just had to flip Meryl. That's all he had to do. But let's see if he can make up for it second time around.
yeah, meanwhile, Plywood is making his way back to the armory to acquire the PSG-1 sniper rifle, which will be needed for the rest of the run. Alright, so phase 1 for Smoke and Ace.
It's
Okay.
5, 6.
Alright, so just
I
one
think he
more.
needs one more, but he's
Oh, wait,
going
that chair.
grenade.
Oh, I got hit by the chair again.
Yeah, I think he
Okay, there
needed
goes
one
the
more. He's
grenade.
gonna have to throw
Yeah,
another
yeah, he
grenade.
was. Yeah, I think he might have thought he had 6, but the chair blocked one of his shots going in.
I think he's gonna revert back. Is he gonna grenade again? He's got it. Okay, he has his rations on at least now.
Oh man, this is going from bad to
All right,
Monk
he's going for
S.
Moss time. Spray and pray. He's got one more ration to burn as well. He's just
So
gonna go
again,
old school and just
yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
shoot
ahead.
him. I was gonna say he's just gonna shoot him. He gave up on the grenade strat. He's just gonna keep shooting him now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably the wise thing to do when, when Plan A doesn't work. Sometimes it's just best to kind of abandon it and revert to backup strats. And exclusive to PC, you may have noticed that he was aiming in first person while firing the gun, which is something I don't definitely remember when I played this game on console. But PC just has some of its unique qualities, including like exclusive glitches and skips you can do, and first person shooting. And also being able to swap your hotkey weapons during cutscenes, which is also pretty cool.
Highwood gets out of the armory, gets the PSG-1. That is not an easy room. That's a room that I've messed up numerous times. Is trying to grab the PSG-1 and get out of there because you cannot use the elevator when you have an alert. So even though it is on an easier difficulty, it's always rough to try to get out there without an alert still active. So Smoking Ace gets out of Mantis. He had a good phase one fight on the first one. It's a shame he didn't equip a ration at least to get out of that, but he got it the second time.
Yeah, and like the armory and Mantis, it's just areas where even on attempts I've done. Although my background is more from the console perspective, it's areas where the run can snowball.
Yeah.
I mean, more than just certain rooms like what Plywood's doing now with this chaff distraction. And I gotta say, I just saw this earlier today and was like, man, that is like top tier stuff. I mean, I could imagine, you know, oh no, that the wolves.
The dogs again. I'm alright. He's out of there. But yeah, it's usually the right side is really safe to get out of the nuke building. Um, then you can either go left side PSG-1, or you can do the fastest strat, which is what Plywood did, and use that chaff to cause a little distraction. I usually
Oh,
go with the PSG-1 myself, but
yeah, because the nuke building, like the armory, are places where you'd never want to get an alert. Where, like you said, the armory, if you get an alert, you can't use the elevator. Whereas the nuke building, the whole place gets flooded with gas, and you're most likely gonna get out with a continue screen.
what a
So
spawn for Plywood. He pulled out the PSG-1 and Wolf was like right up. He just had to hold up, and what a fight by
wow, look at that
Plywood.
last shot. That was
I don't think
super slick.
I don't think he lost like any time at all. He just went into the PSG-1, looked straight up and lined up a perfect shot. Then she went right, got her twice, went left, got her twice, and that's the fight. You can't ask for anything better than that right there.
See, and once again, Snake gets held up. I mean, it's like, does this guy not look behind him? It's like I thought he was supposed to be sneaky. Well,
Yeah,
I'm just riffing, but so what you just saw him do before that was he again turned on God mode, which is just hotkey switching between grenade in the PSG1, temporarily leave the room, go all the way around, and it just takes you out of bounds where you could just teleport right to that door. It's Sparty. I mean, I guess I could be accurate in saying, but like the MGS1 PC is a very, very uniquely broken game.
It is a broken mess, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into learning this game, but the certain strats you do, because when you see when you see the runners do the GME2, which is you'll see them go out of bounds. If they run a certain direction, for example, if they run down enough, they'll come up on the map. So imagine like if the whole level is like a globe. If they run a certain direction, they'll just come out of the other side. So that's what you'll see runners use out of bounds a lot. Instead of running through the room one way, what they'll do is they'll go out of bounds, run the opposite direction to come out on the exact opposite side of the room quickly, and then use the door that's already there.
You know, when you put it that way, it kind of reminds me of like the old school like Mario Brothers games where if you keep running right and you just end up on the other side of the screen.
Yeah,
But you're
it's like
going the other
I think Final Fantasy VII had that as well. So if you're in the map and there's an area you need to go that's on the opposite side, instead of going all the way across, what you do is you just turn back around and skip that way. So we see Smoking Ace. Let's see if he gets his line straight. He had a little trouble in his last race, getting hit by the claymores here. So he's gonna take out his ration just in case. Oh, he gets hit by one of them. He should, if he
Oh.
stays a little to the right, he's doing a little zigzag. This is a good line right here. Yep, there you go.
All right, there he
One down.
goes. Yeah, so while Spoken Ace is making his way back to the armory to get the PSG-1 sniper rifle, Plywood's having a little bit of fun with our resident, bro guard, Johnny, who we love to annoy, by just, either punching the air or just knocking on the wall. As funny as it is, it's also optimal to keep doing it so you get less sneezing. And now what's going to happen here is Otacon just showed up with some, important items such as the next key card, bottle of ketchup, and it kind of looks gruesome right now. But I mean, Plywood died. The door just cut him in half. I mean, look at this, Sparty. I mean,
Smoking Ace.
surely.
No.
Oh
He
no!
was,
No, he got spotted. Got
you know,
Oh
I
no!
can't blame Smoking Ace right there because he did everything great. He just got horrible RNG with the elevator. He pressed the
I
elevator
wonder if he.
button.
I wonder if he's
He
gonna leave yeah.
Yeah,
So he's gonna
yeah.
leave and reset the room.
I mean, he pressed the elevator button. He did the punch kick on the guard that was right outside. He just had a horrible elevator pattern that it just didn't come down in time, and then the guard turned around in a perfect time. I can't blame him for that. I hate this room. I feel
Yeah, it's. I don't know. There's just something about the armory at this point of the game where I'm always on, walking on eggshells.
oh yeah.
You just want to get in and get out, and nothing else.
Oh, they're both in sync. It's
I
neck
was
and
about
neck.
to say it kind of
It's
looks
neck
like
and
they're. It may look like they're in the same spot of the ride,
What
but
are you talking about? They are in the same spot, Joe. You got to give the fans. Oh, Smoking Ace uses a ration. He could just go into GME and just avoid everything. Oh, come on, go into GME. He
oh
decides to throw a chaff instead. Yeah, once you get the PSG1, then the player they can use the GME, which is the God mode exploit. It needs the PSG1 though to pull off. So I'm not sure why Smoking Ace didn't go for it there. Maybe it was just probably wasn't aware. But
well,
he's
I mean,
going right
again,
side, he's going left.
yeah, I can imagine, with all the things that's happening, and I say this to, a lot of people when it comes to racing, is that it's very easy, to kind of like lose composure, get frazzled, and it kind of takes that, time and experience to kind of, regain control and just kind of, remember your strats, your backups. But I can kind of imagine that's part of what's going on. While at the same time is, like you said at the beginning, this bracketing for this tournament, we have like a mix of, veterans, some fairly active new runners, and then some that are really brand new to PC. So you kind of got a lot of dynamic elements when it comes to racing, but you know, I would
Yeah.
still I keep saying like a lot of things can happen, but of course it would have to take a lot from this point for let's see.
I
Oh
don't think
man, those.
Smoking Ace has learned any of the GMEs, so he's just gonna go right through it like he did before. You saw Plywood kind of do GME2, go out of bounds. I want to see if Smoking Ace does any GME at all in this run because he didn't do it in the what do you call it, the canyon, and then he
Hmm.
didn't do it there as well. But oh, he gets a perfect wolf as well. PSG looks straight up, wolf's right there.
Wow,
Nice
look
two
at that.
shots. And third shot, nice. Smoking Ace doing well. Oh, she hid. Okay, so now he's just gonna have to keep going. He keeps going into his scope and out of the scope because it starts to shake wildly like this. But Smoking Ace says he doesn't need to go in and out of the scope. He can control that thing. Pentasm and no Pentasm, and that was a really good fight by
Yeah,
Smoking Ace.
yeah. Other than her hiding behind the pillar, it's yeah, it was a good fight. I mean, you just look straight ahead and oh look, there she is.
Oh,
Oh
Smoking
wait,
Ace,
is he gonna do it?
GME2. He did it.
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
very nice. Nicely done.
All right, so spawns on the other side. Don't move. So he gets sent off to jail while
There you go.
Plywood
He gets
is.
held up again, like you said, Joe. Got held up again.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, Snake just doesn't look behind him before he goes ahead.
I like to
Um,
think he did it on purpose, just to get inside the enemy's mind and see what they're planning.
I don't know.
Eh,
Maybe he missed Johnny too much from the self fight earlier, and he just wanted to see him again. I
and he
don't
just gives
know.
up. He's like, "Oh, don't torture me. I give up."
So while Spoken Ace goes to his cell escape area, Plywood is going up Tower A, and will be making his way over to Tower B shortly, which will be using more of the. Oh, actually, no, right here. I keep forgetting on PC. There's a lot of things you can do, but especially in Tower B, getting down uses the GME God mode exploiting tactics. But for now, it's just going to be rappelling down Tower A because Liquid said, "Hey, you know what, man? Your run's too fast. I'm gonna blow up this bridge. I'm gonna make you climb down this tower. I'm gonna be shooting at you."
Mhm.
And if that wasn't enough, you got these vents shooting out. Personally, this is a section I've been trying to improve myself. Not only just for speed, but to try to go for like minimal damage. But on this difficulty, it's all about just getting down as fast as possible. If you take damage from the vents, it's not necessarily the end of the world. But you do want to try to, minimize the damages as needed. And just a little more to
Mhm.
go. I'll tell you what, Sparty, that is the one thing about Rappel I hate the most is when you get to like that little last part and you're just not quite underneath
Yeah.
and you got to kick again.
That last little 1 centimeter kick, and
Yeah.
then you hit the trigger, and like, all right. Yeah, Smoking Ace. I mean, I want to go back to that wolf fight Smoking Ace had. I don't think he unequipped the PSG1 once. I'll have to go back and check, but I think he just killed Wolf by just equipping the PSG once and just never coming out of it, which I don't think I've seen anyone do.
Actually, I thought he unequipped it once just to kind of resteady it on the pillar, but that was it.
I think he reset it once when he got shot, but I don't think
Yeah.
he reset it on the pillar. Like he was just
No.
hard scoping her in the pillar, but
No. Yeah.
I'll have to go back and check that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he only re-equipped it after he got shot and then just centered it on the
Yeah,
pillar, and that was it.
I've
And
never
I
seen
got
anyone do that.
yeah, the weapon sway in the sniper rifle in this game is atrocious. I absolutely despise it. But hey, some people can do it, and power to you. But if you unequip it, it kind of resteadies it for I don't know, maybe like a few seconds. I don't know how long it is, but it's a good method over using the potassium or the diazepam as it's
Mhm.
called in MGS1. And then again, you're just seeing Plywood using more of the GME exploit, which skips that cutscene with Otacon and gives
Yep.
them invincibility frames for the turrets.
And if you've never played PC on the PC port, you cannot aim the PSG1 with the analog. It's all D-pad aiming. So it's very tough to like aim and move your aim in great distances because usually this D-pad it moves very slowly until you hold it a certain direction for a while. Then it'll pick up speed. So it's very tough to aim with the D-pad as Wolf moves around. So we'll see more of that come into play on Wolf 2 fight. But Plywood
Now,
is going up to find the Hind or
yeah,
fight the Hind.
so yeah, we have a troublesome Hind D to take care of, which first we're gonna be seeing Plywood take his early shots as soon as he spawns in. And then for every hit, he's going to try to follow it up as he flies overhead. And then just getting every other hit after that. It could be a little tricky just given his flight pattern. And also, he had a little bit of a miss there. And
We missed another one.
oh, yeah. See, the thing about the Stinger and MGS1 compared to like other iterations is that I guess, lock on leniency is not that great. Meaning you can't expect it to like wrap around a corner or an object and still make it to its target. It doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility. So that one there was pretty good. But it's
Yeah.
mainly about getting all your early shots as much as you can and wait till the iframes kind of disappear to get the next shot.
Yeah, to apply standard, I mean, that was not a great Hind fight. He missed, was it 2 or 3 shots? Missed the overhead shot. So,
Yeah, I think it
uh,
was like two, and then one was maybe like trying to wrap around that bar.
okay, so he's gonna try to make up for it here. He's gonna shoot the Hind. Now he's gonna do what's known as the Hind cage to try to damage the Hind enough to where the Hind will always be locked in place. I think he missed one. He missed another one. Okay, you got him. The worst thing that could happen in this Hind fight is the Hind flies underneath you. He missed a third shot. Okay, you got him.
Ooh.
So you
Yeah,
just want to keep shooting him to where you're damaging the Hind, so he's always hovering and never has a chance to go underneath.
yeah, like I think you have up to like a certain point where you need to start doing damage. Because if you allow too much time to pass or you just miss too many shots in a row, he'll descend underneath the tower. And
Oh, Smoker Ace accidentally goes prone and misses the GME2.
ooh,
So he has to just do it again. Yeah, I think he got it
don't
this
worry,
time.
Ace. I believe in you, man.
He got it.
Nice.
Nicely
Um,
done.
but yeah, so I guess about the Hind, when you're trying to do the cage method is you're trying to keep him up in the air, and if you allow either too much time to pass or miss too many of your shots, then he'll descend underneath and I don't know,
Oh,
it's
Smoker,
random.
go. Smoker Ace, just go.
Oh!
He's trying to blow it up now. He's trying to time out his grenade throw, but at this point, I would just eat it and
Yeah, I would just
you just gotta go. There you
wait.
go.
What's
Yep.
yeah?
He
It's
missed
just you
the
just
first
gotta go
grenade.
for it.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
grenade he wasn't close enough to the door. The door closed on him. So he tried to throw another grenade.
Ooh, nice GME there at the last second. For those guards started shooting him.
As Plywood's making his way all the way down, um, while Smoke and Ace is going up to the rappel section. Plywood's going down to fight Wolf 2. Plywood's on a pretty good run. He lost a little bit of time, I think, in Mantis. Lost a little bit of time on the Hind fight, but it's a pretty good, solid run. We'll see how Wolf 2 treats him. It's one of probably the most difficult fight in all of the bosses or anything really in this category.
Yeah, I mean it's got a lot of variance opportunity. Especially if you think Wolf 1 could be bad in her terms of like movement, placement. Sniper 2 could be just as bad. So here you're going to see him use GME exploit again to just teleport right down to the ground from inside the tower, touch the door, and then bam, off to Sniper 2.
All right, let's see his Sniper Wolf 2, Sniper
hmm
Wolf 2, Sniper 2, Wolf 2,
So
whatever you
he's
want
gonna
to call
so he's gonna start with the Stinger, which is gonna be just kind of IDing where she is, and then if she hides behind a tree, you could use the Stinger to kind of do damage to her, get her to abandon the tree to open up another shot, which as he's doing here, or actually no, he was just using that to scout. Okay, so now he's gonna use it here to deal damage, so you're not waiting as much
it. Ooh,
while trying to get all these follow-up shots and okay, so Wolf is kind of, yeah, she's kind of trolling
she
Plywood right
ran
now.
back the other way.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, she ran back the other way. So like she'll go in the middle and then double back to kind of confuse you. And then she could even do it repeatedly, uh, in segments like this, and
Oh,
then he
here's
needs
the
one more
hill,
hit,
yeah.
and
This is the
back
hill
in the
where you
middle.
lose visual, and so not
Okay, there he goes. Yeah, Plywood's just letting loose, saying, "You know what? I'm ending this fight." And that is that. Sniper Wolf is dead. Crab emoji.
if I get that fight in a race, I'd be more than happy. But I'm pretty sure Ply is not did not go his way. She debated him a few times. He lost visual behind that hill. He thought she was going one way. She did a little misdirection, went the other way. So he did lose a little bit of time there on this run. But we see Smoking Ace make his way down the rappel section, doing a pretty good job, and
Yeah.
he is done.
Ooh, a little more. Yep, there he goes. That was actually pretty good. And then once again, you saw Plywood use GME to go out of bounds from the upper railing sections of the blast furnace, make his way down, get himself back in bounds, touch the door, leave the room, and come back. So it makes the elevator spawn faster. And again, doing a patented, Plywood 360, celebrate his accomplishment with the guarding counter on the elevator, using the stinger,
Yeah, I think that
which
was
is something I've seen people do, is use the stinger to kind of deal the early splash damage, and it'll either kill them outright or just be enough to send them over the railing due to the knockback.
yeah, it's the one C4 they plant and then quickly go to the stinger. So then the C4 takes care of the guy, I believe, that's right underneath you, and then the stinger is for the other guards. I think Paso was the one who came up with that strat. We
Yeah,
need a
that was
cool name
really
for that
neat.
strat.
Yeah.
The Paso three piece. There you go. That's the name. All right, where's Smoking Ace at? So Smoking Ace is making his way up the stairs to fight the Hind, while Plywood is taking the elevator or whatever that thing is called
Freight
down to
elevators.
the freight elevator. There you go. The cargo elevator, freight elevator down to fight Raven. Now Raven's one of the easier boss fights. I would say he's probably the easiest boss fight in this whole game. Um, it's not much that can go wrong. Um, you can mistime your shots or the damage you do with the Nikita. So let's see what he does. It's usually you gotta wait like 2 to 3 seconds in between each shot.
Oh, he
So
fired a little early on that first stinger, but again, just being aware of his ammo, he's just going to pick up a spare 5-pack that's right there. And so the tricky thing is you want to space these shots out accordingly, because just due to his weird iframes, you can just spam the shots, but you won't deal a whole lot of damage. You'll just be burning through ammo. But just like that,
he's out.
Raven is dead. Crab
Uh,
emoji.
okay, excuse me, Smoking Ace going. He's gonna get both of the Stinger missiles. Oh, missed that one. All right, he's getting both of them going up to fight the Hind. He said, "I'm gonna need all the ammo I can get here, so I don't have to run around and chase ammo if I run out." So we'll see how his fight goes. As Plywood is gonna go all the way up to the control room. He's gonna lose his pal key, and then he's gonna have to come back down and look for it. So let's see how Smoking Ace does with the Hind fight. First shot was good. Second one, oh, he whiffed. Now he's gonna go chase it. Nice. So now every time you shoot the Hind, it flies over to the opposite side where you shoot it. So that's why you see runners attempt to shoot it as it flies over you. So like right here, Smoking Ace will hit a shot. Now he's gonna try to hit it one more time as it flies over. I think he missed. Yeah, he missed that one. So if you can get that flyover shot, the Hind will just do a loop and circle right back. That's why it's so important to hit that flyover shot. Like right here, he hits the flyover shot, so the Hind is going to go right back to where it was. Oh, he missed that one as well. All right, he's out of phase one. Now he's going to go into phase two as the Hind is going to blow up this little platform he's on. But since he's in GME, it's not going to damage him.
Let's see. Meanwhile, Plywood, as he was standing at the doorway, as I often joke, they realized Snake was there. They shot the PAL card, or the PAL key, out of his hand, and it landed in the drainage ditch, which normally some people would be dreading this so-called rat RNG.
Hmm.
But due to all the alert farming that was done by both these runners at the start, Instead of it being in the possession of the rat, it's just going to be in the drainage ditch, which has I don't recall how many spawn points there
7
are.
points. So
7.
let's see. What does he get? What does he get? The best one? No, he does not get the best one. So he's gonna run around, look for where the Palkia is spawned, and it's not a good spawn location for him. Oh,
Let's see, and it's right at the end, almost by the right underneath the gun cam turret.
that is the second to worst position it could be in. So plywood in less than an hour? No, this run lost all hopes of less than an hour. I think a while ago. It wasn't because of the Palkia either. But still a very solid run plywood is on.
I mean, I'm not as familiar with the bracketing, or not the bracketing, but the time possibilities when it comes to running this version of the game on this difficulty. But I would imagine, since we did see a 100 run from both out of Glen and uh, oh god, it just escaped me. I just talked about this, but
Volcanic Akuma.
yeah, volcanic. Yeah, so like we saw a 100 from both of those, and I would imagine for sub 1 hour, you would have to have like the perfect run, like perfect RNG from every encounter that relies on it, clean movement, good execution, and especially good pal key spawn.
Oh
I would
yeah.
imagine.
Oh yeah. You definitely need everything to line up for you to get a sub 1 hour. I mean, the Glenn and Akuma run, like they both had great runs, and Akuma even got the he got the God Palki spawn as well. But
Hmm.
there was a few little areas where he lost time in like the hind fight and things like that, where he has to now make up 52 seconds out of that great run to even get sub 1 hour. So sub one
Yeah.
hour is it possible? Yes, but it's so tough to get.
All right, so now that Plywood's done the first of 3 Palkey phases, he's going to be heading back to the freezer room where Raven was fought, and he's going to be freezing the key, make his way back, and then do the same thing for the red card to heat it up. And I guess the interesting thing about the Palkey temperature changes is I believe it takes 61 seconds for it to change colors, and there's different cues or references you can use to know how long is long enough. From what I learned trying to do this game, it was listening to the music of this room when you're waiting. Which shout outs to Underwater Smoking for giving me that tip. Which was when you're listening to the violin soundtrack of this room, when you hear it a third time, that's when it has been long enough to leave the room. Because optimally, you would just be in the room for as long as you need to and then leave without checking the card. However, it is incredibly risky in a race to do so, unless if you're 100% confident that you've waited long enough. Because if you make it to the control room, put the PAL key back in, and it's not the right color, spits it back out, and I don't know. Sparty, I've been there, and it is not a good time when you realize, man, I didn't wait long enough.
What I do for the timer is I whip out my phone, I go to the stopwatch function, and then as soon as I enter the room, I just hit start and wait that minute.
Now that is some 200 IQ strats right there, baby. I gotta start doing that.
Yep. And then I do the same thing on the blast furnace as well. As soon as I enter the room, hit the start. As soon as it hits a minute, I'm out. Put my phone away. But
Yeah, I mean,
Kuma,
who needs things like Live Split? Where you can just get a stopwatch.
I haven't even downloaded Live Split for this, so until then, I'm using my phone stopwatch.
Ooh,
Having a
yeah,
little
Smoke
trouble
Ace
with
is
or
yeah.
smoking it.
She would have left. Yeah, so he's also kind of having some grief from Sniper 2. Maybe not so much her going in the middle a whole lot, but just her going into cover. Because here's the thing, you don't have that many Stinger rounds when you get out of Hind, and there's only so many times you could use it against Sniper Wolf 2 before you run out. And if you're out of Stinger ammo and she's hiding behind trees
Yep.
without Stingers, you have no choice but to wait to get that shot. And she's hiding behind the tree, and Oh
Get him
my
with
god,
your
she's going
elbows and
back and
shoulders and
forth.
start sticking out. I
Oh my
always thought you
god.
could shoot him, but you cannot. You have to wait for her. Oh, she's just trolling him at this point. He has one more Nikita, so he needs one more shot, I believe. He needs to hit her once with the PSG. There it is. Great opportunity.
Oh, nice. Okay, needs one more hit. Oh, he's
And
just a little
oh,
bit
she's
low.
running away. So now that even though he's out of Nikitas, he can
Oh
actually
my
whip
god, he
out
just needs one more hit. So
one
close.
more.
No,
Excuse me, stinger. There it
no.
is.
Oh my
Oh, she went
god.
behind the hill. Now she's running back and forth. So the stinger does a good job of tracking her when you don't know where she is. So that's why he's going into the stinger to kind of see where she's at, and then whips out the PSG1, and she is just trolling him. And she's
All
going
right.
back across
Oh,
the
back in
hill.
the middle.
Oh,
Oh my god.
there it is. There it
Okay,
is.
you got this, man.
Oh, he
Finishing
missed.
shot. Let's go.
6 shots left. He has 1 ration.
All right, don't worry. I believe.
Where legends are made. He
I
spots her,
believe.
goes into the PSG, gets shot. He is out of rations.
All right, this is it. Do
There
or
it is.
die.
He's hoping she goes right between the trees and pops out. That'll be there. It is. Nicely done. Gets out of there. Woo.
Oh man, I was sweating for that one.
I was on the edge of my seat for that one. He was out of stingers. He was out of rations. He had like 4 PSG one shots left, but he did it. GG's on the Wolf too. That is not an easy boss fight. The most difficult boss fight I think in the entire game. Now he went into GME 2, I believe, on accident, so he's got a prone and there go to
Yeah,
battle.
there he goes.
No, he's still. Oh, there it is. Okay, he got it. So now he has the GME here. Nice. And then he can go right through all this, go right to that door.
All right, so he drops down a level. Then he has to, yep, there you go, go back and bounce, and just reset the room, just like Plywood did earlier. Again, it just makes his elevator show up faster, so you don't have to wait.
All right, let's see what he does with the cargo fight. He goes into GME, punch, kicks that guy out. He's gonna go with the PPK strat. All these guards. Oh, he missed that one. Oh, nicely done. That guard was trying to escape from him and go to the right, but he just got it.
I was about to say that was a nice recovery.
He was trying to give him the liquid infinite. 1-2, 1-2. So Plywood, he is waiting in this blast furnace to heat up his palkey. He's chilling. Nothing much to do but wait while Smokin' Ace goes down the cargo elevator to fight Raven.
Yeah, I could definitely see Plywood's having a little bit of fun there, mashing his hotkeys and zooming in with the stinger and just giving this ever so wonderful cinematic experience of just zooming in on a door. I mean, you're waiting 61 seconds, folks. I mean, you gotta do something to pass the time for the PAL keys to change temperature. But I gotta say, I mean, it's truly fascinating. Just kind of looking back on, like seeing like these different like variations of the game that I've learned to run so long ago, but also witness like the key differences like in the PC version, which like you said, it is definitely a broken mess of a game, but a very entertaining speed run.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I learned this game, and just having like the out of bounds glitches, the GME, just that opens up so much possibilities in terms of boss fights, in terms of how you navigate rooms, in terms of which items you pick up. It's just such a different run when you compare it to console, like you said.
Smoking Ace opening with a grenade and also missed the first Nikita follow-up. Again, you have to allow just enough time to pass between hits for it to hit Raven. Again, using GME to basically be an iframe so you can't get hit back by Raven as hard as he tries. You got to feel for the guy. He can get manipulated on PC, he can get manipulated on console, and there's also Twin Snakes which he can get manipulated with the PSG1T exploit. I don't know. You just gotta feel sorry for the guy. I mean, he just doesn't have a chance.
He just runs into these like, what is going on? I'm shooting at Snake. I'm hitting him right in the chest. It's like my bullets are going right through him. He doesn't know what to do.
So as smokinace makes his way into the hangar to go through his PAL card sequences, Plywood now making his way back to the hangar to end his uh, the red PAL key.
All
So
right,
I guess
where's the Palki going to be for Smoking Ace? Where is it going to be?
after this run that he's had, I pray for him that he gets a God PAL key. Just throw him a bone, give him something.
If he gets
I,
God Palki, we'll call him the winner of this race.
yeah, spiritually, I would say he would be the winner. Because at this point, it would have to take a lot for Plywood to, throw this run back to, allow Smoke and Ace to catch up. But then again, we did see a situation between Smoke and Ace and a Kamikaze where one was indefinitely further ahead than the other. A soft lock happened, and all of a sudden, it changed the race entirely, where it was a neck and neck back and forth. Not that I hope that it happens here. I mean, I don't want it to happen to anybody, but again, just trying to, keep those possibilities out there when it comes to how these runs turn out. Oh, look, they're going to be meeting up on the hangar.
Give each other a high five.
It's like, hey, man, can you shoot this guard that's chasing me? Oh, thanks, man.
I got you.
Okay, so as he enters in the last PAL key, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. You could skip the codex. And
Yep. I was waiting
was
for you to say it.
I was gonna say Liquid played us like a fiddle. It wasn't really Miller. He was an imposter. He tricked us into activating Metal Gear. Tries to kill us. We call Otacon to, get us out. Otacon being a bro unlocks the door. Oh, see, there he is. I knew it was Liquid.
Oh, doesn't get that.
All right. What kind of keys you get?
Oh, he got it. Not a horrible key.
Let's see. Okay, so does in that respect, it was a better key spawn than what Plywood did get. It wasn't the God spawn as I was hoping for him, but
He
still,
didn't make up time on Plywood right there. Got a much better PAL key spawn.
Meanwhile, Plywood going through his Rex sequence. Phase 1, just get close enough, just spam the stinger at the radome. As we witness the tragic end of our comrade Gray Fox. As much as I love to put him out of his misery and his suffering, Snake just can't do it. He just won't pull the trigger. Although I think he could have done it, but
He definitely could have, but he's gonna wait for him to give his speech.
so phase 2 goes into GME once again. Just stays put, aims right at his head, spaces it out as every time Rex goes into like missile mode, he kind of hunches back and the head lowers down, so you have to kind of aim accordingly and lead the shot right for every like missile rotation. But nicely done. So now it comes down to one last round of fisticuffs versus Liquid.
Let's see what strategy Ply decides to use here. Does he go one throw? Does he go two? Does he go no? Let's find out.
I mean, at this point of the run with where it's at, I would imagine he would probably go with like a one throw. It could be a no throw if he really wants to end it with
no throw.
No. Let's see. Yep,
He
it
goes
is
with
a
the
no
single
throw.
punches into the double. That is not easy, and he dropped it. Oh, all right, he's gonna try to pick it back up now.
Yeah, sometimes when you're trying to do these infinites and the pacing between you and Liquid is just a smidge too far, the punching will kind of push you out of position because as you can see, Liquid gets punched back as you kind of lean into him when you're punching, and sometimes you can lose a hit, breaking the infinite, but good recovery, and Liquid is dead, question mark, crab emoji.
Question mark crab emoji?
Yeah, I mean, surely Liquid's got to be dead. I mean, he said that, if you cross this line, you'll fall, and it was enough to kill Snake, but surely it must apply to Liquid, right?
Well, he did say Snake was the superior twin, so yeah, they're definitely gonna kill him.
All right, so Otacon getting in the driver's seat. blow up the barrel to open up the gate, and Plywood now goes into his escape section.
For plywood, I think this is going to be a sub 102. I don't think it'll be a sub 101. It'll probably be between a like a 101.30 maybe. Um, but you know what? My guesses are not that great in this category. But that's what
I
I would put my money on.
Yeah, I don't even want to try to guess because again, I'm not as familiar with the this version of the game. But in terms of like, yeah, certain checkpoints along the run, like you want things to go really well for like good PB pace. I can probably say, yeah, he's not anywhere near that, but yeah, maybe I'll probably say like a sub 103 at least. Maybe like 102, like 30, something like that. Wow, nice 360.
Oh, look who's back, Joe.
Man, I'm telling you, this guy is something else. He tricks us into activating Metal Gear. He tells us we're gonna die if we drop from Rex, but not him. But yes, Liquid is back again, which is why I had the
He's,
question mark at the end. But
I mean, he's maneuvering this jeep and shooting you with the FAMAS with the other hand. Like, what is he made out of?
I don't know, man. I mean,
And then
nothing
Snake has
nothing
to
makes
use
sense.
this turret on the back of the jeep just to damage him.
But yeah, during these sections of escape, you're just taking turns, trading hits with Liquid. You want to get him on every pass over he does. You don't want to try to fixate it on the Jeep because he'll just keep swerving out of the way. You lose time. And especially in this section here, I personally hate this one. It's really easy to kind of get it in the right spot, and then you like adjust it a
Yeah,
smidge over, and then he just starts hitting you instead.
kind of
Then
aimed
I
for
think you gotta Yeah, I think you gotta hit him like 3 times here, or actually, no, it's 2 times, to
it.
it and then so that is gonna be time for plywood, at least via the RTA, and then, of course, we're gonna see the IGT just in a few moments. Because again, we're on PC, we can skip through all this stuff, just, mash that key, skip all of it, and
Oh, I said 101.30. I was 3 seconds
let's
off.
see. Wow, 101.27. See, this is why I don't leave the predictions for times for me, because I don't know the PC version that well,
Pretty
but
close. And I wasn't even looking at the timers. All right, we'll see. Smoking Ace, he he's going to heat up his Palkey. So he has a couple elevators to go through, get to the blast furnace, wait there a minute, and then come back to do the end game fights. So let's check it out. I mean, his run is much better from his last week's run. He's made great improvements. Like for example, the Wolf One fight. A lot of the GMEs he had trouble with last week, he cleaned it up. There's still little errors here and there, but it's looking like a much bigger and better Smoking Ace this week.
yeah, and then I guess one thing I learned from our backstage before this run was, that he did in fact get his save pack, which is available for speedrunning this game. Which, and of course, in this tournament, if there's ever either the game crashes or you soft lock, the save pack is there to basically insert yourself back into the run without it just essentially dying. Because that was one thing that he did not have last week was that precious save pack, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some things he's definitely improved on. Still, it's and like you said at the beginning, I do hold a lot of credit for anyone trying to hop into a game like this, whether if they're new or just trying to brush up on basics and learn PC. And because and you could probably answer this better. But it's not easy trying to pick up a game like this and then just say, okay, I'm gonna go race.
And then you get put up against the number one seed.
Yeah, it's tough, but I still gotta give him props. You know, it's
Definitely.
it's very easy to get flustered, and especially given the pressure of racing someone, whether if it's number one seed or even just being in a race itself. Like there's some race jitters or just things that can happen, but you know, I think he's given the hand he was dealt in and out of the game. He's done a lot better from last
Yeah.
week.
I mean, big respect, like I said, to Smoking Ace for signing up on this short notice. He gets put into this division. He comes out. He's improving like from his week one to week two. I'm going to guess. I'm not sure what his PB is, but I'm going to guess this might be up there. But we'll see what happens. He's made great strides, and I love races. I think races are much more entertaining to me to watch than PBs or anything like kind of offline recorded. When you're in a race, it's a whole different environment. Some people like to have like their opponent's view up to see where they're at, and that puts more pressure on you to see if it's, especially if it's a neck and neck game. So, right, you know, I love races. Races are my thing. You know, if we had like a Metal Gear Acid race next week, I'd be down. I'd learn it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing about running for yourself is, you know, you have, you know, your own pace to worry about. You can reset when you want to, but during a race, that kind of gets brushed away. I mean, whatever you have, you gotta, you know, you gotta commit to the mistakes, as I tell people. And, you know, sometimes, especially when you know it's going to be a close race, I'll often have my opponent's feet up just to see where they're at. Sometimes I'll try not to look at it, you know, to not add like
Mhm.
extra pressure. But if there is a point where I feel like it's close and I need that, you know, that feed just to kind of gauge where I'm at relative to my opponent, that'll kind of help make some decisions for certain things later in the run, such as either doing a safety strat or just, you know, risk it all in hopes of trying to catch up. But either way, I still respect anyone for, you know, getting into events like this, you know, whether if they're new to it or not. But still, I'm crossing my fingers for Smoking Ace to end this on a high note. It's definitely not as ideal of a run as it could be, but you know, sometimes hanging in tough is still just as best as, you know, just finishing it out.
Yep, he's going strong. He just heated up his pal key, so he's going down one more elevator. Um, then we'll see how his end game boss fights will be. He had a little trouble, I believe, in the Rex the Phase 2 fight. So let's see if that improves as well. I've seen all his fights. I think he had a little trouble with the tank. Uh, had a little trouble with Mantis as well. I'm not sure
Hmm.
if that was a controller issue or maybe it was the hotkeys that were getting messed up. But he had a great Phase 1 in Mantis. He did all the shots perfectly. He had the grenade out, and then when he went to flip Marrow, I think that's where you saw the issues come up. But there's a lot of positive notes about Smoke and Ace's run that he could apply on his next runs as well. But let's see what his Rex fights look like.
Yeah, he's practicing his infinite liquid shadow boxing. That will be coming up in just a few minutes.
Think he might be going for that Liquid Infinite.
Oh yeah, I forgot what I was gonna. Oh yeah, like you said, you know, honestly, I felt like the beginning of the race was, yeah, it was, you know, a David and Goliath situation, but Smoke and Ace was kind of keeping it close.
Mhm.
And honestly, I felt like if it wasn't for the tank fight with that death and then having to redo it, you know, I can imagine again that's kind of where like the mental snowballing takes effect. You know, because like you already know that you're behind and it was a severe mistake and you're trying to catch up, and
Yeah.
even on the second attempt, it was a little difficult to try to line up those grenades properly. But still, it's a rough game. You know, it truly is. I mean, it may be on easy, but I could assure you, at least from being on the console side of this game, it's far from easy. Like it's rather, I would say it's easy to make mistakes in running this game. You know, like there's some segments that have some flexibility, but others are just like, yeah, it either goes in or it doesn't, or you get this movement right, or it doesn't go well, or you get an alert in this room, or you just get through cleanly. There's hardly any kind of, you know, middle ground. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Usually, the more variables you throw in a run, I think the better the races make for it. Since there's more areas you can either gain time or lose time, and the PC version, all bosses, there are a ton of variables that could either go for you or go against you.
Okay,
Um,
that was my chance. No, we skipped the liquid cutscene.
you
I'm just
skipped it.
kidding.
Right. We're gonna need you for the console runs to commentate because that's where you'll see the liquid. Here we don't even see what's it called, liquid taking off the glasses and everything. We just skipped through all that. So welcome to PC Joe.
Well, I mean, that does best the question. I mean, did you like his sunglasses? Because I don't know, I sort of did. I didn't
uh,
like how he tricked me, but I did like the sunglasses. I'll give him that. Okay, Rex 1, here we go. So he's gonna power up, starts firing a little early.
He's gonna run out of stingers. He's gonna have to pick up some more.
Oh yeah, now he's definitely gonna run out. I don't know how many it is to end it in phase 1, but it's definitely gonna have to get more
Oh
ammo
no,
now.
he has one shot. It all comes down to this. Nice. Okay, now he has no stinger ammo. He's gonna have to pick up. He barely finished phase 1 with enough. I think this is what happened last race as well. Is he ran out of stingers in phase 2. So there are some ammo packs. As soon as the fight starts, he's either gonna have to run to the right, or to the left. I think the ammo pack on the right he can grab, but I'm not sure if that ammo pack will spawn again. For example, like if he goes into first person, I'm not sure if that ammo pack will spawn again or not. But let's see. So
I want to say that it doesn't, but there is another pack, either further up or on the other side of the hangar, which would be really inconvenient if he had to get it. Which,
it
looking
might
at this,
spawn if he runs out of ammo. Then it might spawn like it does for the Hind. So let's see. No, it doesn't spawn there. He's gonna have to go to another corner. There are ammo packs around the corners, around the edges. Grabs another one.
yep, there it is. Yeah, because I think there was one there further up, and there might be one on the opposite side of the hangar,
Yeah,
just from
definitely is.
trying to learn this fight. And okay, that's Rex. And coming up is the one-on-one liquid fisticuffs.
Yeah, that was a much better fight from Smoking Ace. He did run out of ammo. I think last week he was a little flustered. He didn't know where to go, but this time he knew where the ammo packs were. He went to the first one, used them all up, went straight to the second one, and got that as well. So he knew what he had to do.
So we saw a no throw from Plywood, so I would guess maybe like a 2-throw from Smoking Ace. Unless if he just says, you know what, I got nothing to lose at this point. I'm just going to go all out and no throw it too. But let's see. Oh no! Instead of the the one throw, he gets thrown himself. See, you gotta be, yeah. So like he was trying to throw him, but instead he kind of, instead of doing the throw, he kind of went into like a chokehold, which you can't do that against him. He'll just elbow you back. So now he's gonna have to like reset him, or he may just go for like punch kick.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do the PPK. Oh, there it is. Oh, I thought he was gonna. I think he's trying to get the infinite down, but the timing is a little tight. So he does get like 4 or 5 punches in.
Yeah. So the tricky thing about Liquid is when you're starting out the infinite, you want to get him in the right position and tapping the, your punch button at the right rhythm. And sometimes when things go wrong, where if you punch kick by mistake, or he gets out of position, you have to be aware of like what Liquid will do. So for example, he will often try to dodge your punch and then punch or kick you back. You'll have to just be aware of like just being able to duck or kneel down like he just did there when he shoulder checks. But other times you can bait out his kick like he tried to do, but just got a little too close to him.
So pretty low.
Yeah, that was actually a nice use of iframes though to dodge the shoulder check. So again, he's probably got like a few more punch kicks to go. So like in phase 3, Liquid kind of, he's a lot more mobile.
A little mini infinite done by Smoking.
Okay, there you go.
As we have so like face on Plywood stream for some reason.
What? Oh my god! What? I don't even know. See, like, and now you just brought it up. We lost it. It was something truly phenomenal, and now we don't get to see it. But I forgot what I was even going to say anymore.
We were mesmerized by Roy's face. Lost all concentration.
But no, seriously, shoutouts to to our our tech crew for keeping things running smoothly. Roy, Chusa. I think there was Toast. Yeah, like he's more behind the scenes, but anytime we have issues with our Discord GW bot, RTMP, anything server related, they're the guys to call. They help out and pretty much save the day. So shout outs to all those guys. So now Smoking Ace getting to the last part of his run with the escape section. I think it's, 3 hits for each guard to take down, or is it 4?
It was 3. Someone correct me.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's 3, but what's up, little tin of fish? How's it going? We're all doing all right, enjoying this race. We got another race coming up after this. Tyler against Kamikaze, so stay tuned for that. But Smoking Ace is finishing his run with the liquid section of the chase.
So just like before, you're just trying to trade hits with Liquid as he's making his pass, going left to right. Let's see, and then we are. Let's see. Oh, never mind. So again, now we're going into phase 2 of the escape. So once you get your set of hits in, you're just gonna be, again, just trading in hits for Liquid every time he tries to ram the Jeep. Again, just kind of focus on him. And then the thing is, you want to try to, again, allow him to kind of get up out of iframes and then kind of move the gun into Liquid. Because if you focus on the Jeep, he'll just swerve around and just, lose you time. And again, with this section, I don't know, it's just annoying. It's really finicky of a hitbox. You got to get it just right. And sometimes I'll just overcorrect and then it'll just miss every other shot. But now he's got 2 more hits, 1 more hit. Okay, so time for Smoking Ace is going to be coming up shortly. There's the famous crash of, hold on.
GG's to Smoking Ace.
So we'll be seeing the score screen relatively quick from Smoking Ace since we're on PC. You can skip through all this.
Doesn't
Uh,
want to skip. He's gonna read some good statistics about the early '90s and some missile, and he's gonna get us the MCA. No,
Wait.
okay, skipped it.
Okay, yeah, maybe he was just like, maybe he's just taking a breather, saying, you know what, I'm glad it's finally over. But it's like, oh wait, I gotta skip.
116-12. GG's to Smoking Ace. Nicely done. There's a few, had a few little rough patches in his run, but he got through it.
Let's see, and
GG
now
Smoker.
we are now joined by Plywood and Smoking Ace. GG's, you guys. Wait, do we have Smoking Ace in?
Think so.
Well, we have Plywood.
Hi.
But yeah, GG's Plywood. I know maybe the run wasn't quite what you wanted, but still, it's
Yeah.
congratulations.
Are we getting
Yeah.
double audio right now? Is
Oh.
anyone else getting double audio?
Oh, maybe Smoking has it on his
Yeah.
desktop, possibly.
Yeah. That was what was going on. GG Smoking.
Well done, well done. Well, when you finish up your run there, Plywood, go ahead and join us here. No, great time, great time.
Hey, that was a sizable improvement to last week. You got like a
Yeah.
1. Well, actually, I don't know what you got because you had to reload. But
I think after everything was all mathed out and whatnot, I think it was a 124, something along those lines.
nice. Well, that's an 8-minute improvement. That's pretty good.
With the boneheaded stuff I did this week, some a little bit different, some kind of the same. I will happily take that improvement.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had like controller issues on Mantis, because like you were doing really well in phase 1, and then just looked like you were struggling to either throw the grenade, or I thought like maybe like your controller disconnected.
Yeah, for some reason, for the first phase of it, my controller was working fine, and then yeah, I went to throw the grenade and it did nothing, and then so I tried to switch to keyboard and it spazzed out, and then I couldn't even, get a ration out or anything. So I'm like, well, we're just restarting here. So
I had a weird controller thing too. Like for some reason, Snake shot even though I wasn't holding square when I fell over. I was like, okay, great, cool controller profile, very good.
You both had great Wolf 1 fights. Like, you both went into the PSG1 and looked straight up, and she was
And
right
she was
there.
right there.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that. Yes.
And then Wolf 2 is where, like, the separation came a little on Tank. You had a little bit of issues, Smoking Ace.
Yep.
That got a little away from you. Then the Mantis, like you said, I'm not sure if it was the controller issue that happened, because your first phase in Mantis was very good. You had the quick shots ready. Those were out of the way. You had the grenade toss. That was out of the way. All you had to do was flip Meryl, and then you had the controller issues kick in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I practiced that one a little bit because I knew I struggled in some other areas, and yeah, I don't know if I just bumped something weird or I changed
Mhm.
some setting because the second time that I played through, the controller worked fine. So, who knows?
But
Yeah, yeah,
Plywood,
but oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sparty.
I was gonna say Plywood had a great wolf fight and then struggled a little on the hind.
Mm.
Yep, phase one still ruining my day.
Well,
Gotta keep
I
on
feel a little
workshopping that.
better because my phase one I got out of a weird rhythm. So apparently it was just not hind day.
Yeah, well, either way, I gotta give you props, Smoking Ace. I know it was a rough run, but it was an improvement from last week, and just and like Plywood said, with having to load, and I guess just having a run finished through cleanly in that respect, I think is still something to be to be happy with. And then I just look forward to seeing you race further and just see you grow.
My challenge to you is to get a 108 next week. That's my challenge to you. If you cut 8 minutes this week, cut another 8 minutes next week. That's my challenge.
I absolutely accept that challenge, and it'll be nice to look at both runs because after talking with you guys last week and after just watching it back and everything, I knew, okay, this I was really weak on, this I was really weak on. So now to just carry that forward, practice on those weak points and
I think
Uh,
like your so all you have to really clean up is your mantis. Like your first, like I said, your
mhm.
phase one was great. You just had to finish that one strong. Tank a little bit so that doesn't go out.
Oh
Because your
man.
ninja was really good. Your wolf was really good. Um, so and then the armory was not your fault. I hate the
Oh
armory. You
man.
did everything
Oh.
right on the armory. You press the button on the elevator. You punch kick the guy, and the elevator still just
I,
would not come down.
I just panicked. I was like, is
Yeah,
it not coming? Is it on, is it stuck on some other floor? What's
yeah. I felt for you on that one because I've been there.
Yeah, the tank. Oh man, that one I practiced a few times because last week I got that first shot and everything, and then for some reason this week just slipped. So, it's just consistency. As with a lot of
Right.
sports and events and stuff. What separates the best pool player in the world from the person in a bar is you can do it every time. So.
well, I
With
guess
time.
yeah,
With
yeah,
time.
just time and practice is
Mhm.
really the best thing for stuff like this, because I mentioned this during your guys' race, but I know it's like to be in your shoes, Smoking Ace, when you're going up against someone that's you know hefty veteran, when
Mhm.
you're fairly new. But I would still use this as a good learning experience and challenge yourself. Like Plywood said, if you could shave off another 8 minutes, I think that'd be really cool to see. But I guess before we transition to the next race, the final race, I guess any final parting words from either runner?
I like you said, just figuring out those little bits. I've been watching a little plug for Plywood here. I've been watching his tutorial, on YouTube and everything. And I always kind of thought it'd be really neat to have a run side by side with him to look and just see, shot for shot, not anything. So this will be a really good learning tool for me. So thank you in that regard, Plywood. And also, again, great time. I can't wait to watch the run and just see how smoothly it went and just see the little spots like you mentioned.
Yeah, don't do grenade ocelot, but all the other stuff, yeah, go go
But
ahead.
I can do it consistently off stream, but there was no way I was trying it here.
I mean, if you can consistently do it, go for it. But I mean, it's like 8 seconds. So, yeah, it was a fun race. My favorite part of my run was my Wolf One fight because that last shot was just awesome. I loved it.
Oh,
But
I can't wait to see that now.
yeah, thanks for the race, Smoking Ace. GG.
Thank you very much. GG as well.
All right.
All
So we'll
right.
go on break. Take it out, Joe.
All right. So we're going to be heading into the last race, which is going to be Tyler versus Okamikaze. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.